Maximilian Robespierre, who is the leader of the Committee of Public Safety and the Jacobins, dies. This causes the Reign of Terror to come to an end because there is no leader for the Committee of Public Safety to be ordered around. Maximilian's death also weakens the Jacobins because their leader died, so now they are weakened without a voice to be ordered around by. While the Jacobins are weak, a new constitution was created and put into place, which made the government into a newly formed oligarchy. Later on, it was realized that this type of government did little to help any of the political and economic downfalls happening in and outside of Europe. During this time, France was fighting in the First Coalition. The battle consisted of France fighting against Austria, Prussia, Britain, Spain, and Portugal. This caused for France to depend on their army to hold authority and order within France and to defend their nation against the other European countries. During the First Coalition, there was a need for French army officers, and Napoleon Bonaparte took advantage of this and became a higher-ranking artillery officer as well as a head commander for the French army. Everyone is drafted to participate within the French army, and meritocracy is being used so soldiers can move up in rank based on work ethic and successfulness. By everyone being involved in helping the army, it promoted nationalism because everyone is coming together to fight and protect the same nation. This made Napoleon look good because it looks like he is trying to promote that the nation of France needs to stick together and stay strong, when in reality he's just doing it so he can gain trust with the people. During battles, Napoleon would use cannons to help his soldiers out and hopefully make the opposing enemy retreat. Napoleon was also an expert at dividing his soldiers up and telling them where to go, and these two maneuvers just explained won him 2 battles in Italy and North Africa, which made him a hero in France. By being seen as a hero, this would win the people over and possibly gain him more power. Then the oligarchy led by Napoleon Bonaparte creates the plebiscite, which gives the direct vote of all the members of an electorate on an important public question, such as a change in the constitution. Then shortly after the plebiscite, the total control of monarch is handed over to Napoleon Bonaparte, and he takes the name Emperor of France, and the people are happy that he is their monarch. The Napoleonic Code was a French civil code that was created in 1804 and said that everyone has the same privileges not concerning where you were born into on the social class. This allowed freedom of religion and also specified that government jobs should go to the most qualified. Since Napoleon did this, it allowed for him to further his power because the people are agreeing with what he is doing.
Napoleon reformed the law, government, and education. He changed and created new laws and put the power into the hands of the national government. It made it possible for boys ages 10 through 16 to be educated in schools. This also gave major education opportunities to the middle class. The people once again agreed with Napoleon's political decisions. After the civil service reforms, Napoleon Bonaparte gave Spain land, but then France took back the territory in 1800 in the hope of building an empire in North America. A war with Haiti and Britain caused Napoleon to sell the territory to the United States. This caused Napoleon's power to start to decrease. Napoleon and the French army fought 60 battles, only losing 7 of them. The wars that Napoleon fought in resulted in the conquering of the Holy Roman Empire and put a stop to nationalism in Germany and Italy. This would cause Napoleon to gain a great amount of power and extend his beliefs through Europe. Speaking of battles, in 1801, the Spanish forces accompanied by the nosy French government invaded Portugal. The war resulted in the loss of Portuguese territory. This as well set up the invasion of the Iberian Peninsula by French forces. This gain of the Portuguese territory for the French boosted Napoleon's morale and power. The continental system was supposed to be used against Great Britain for economic reasons of smuggling. The other problem was that British controlled the seas and enforced their own blockade on France and its allies so Britain could trade freely. This picture above portrays the difficulties of trading during the continental system within France. Also, the picture above shows the trading between Britain and Europe. The Battle of Trafalgar was a naval battle fought by the Royal Navy against the combined forces of the French and Spanish navies. 27 British ships led by Admiral Lord Nelson defeated French and Spanish ships. Not even one Royal Naval ship was taken down during the Battle of Trafalgar. The loss of the Battle of Trafalgar caused Napoleon's power to decrease and can be shown in this rather disturbing picture of him. The invasion of Russia began on June 24, 1812, when Napoleon's army crossed the Neumann River in an attempt to defeat the Russian army.
This battle was a loss for the French and Napoleon, which caused him to lose power. Then finally, on April 11th, 1814, Napoleon Bonaparte, Emperor of France and one of the greatest military leaders in history, steps down from the throne, and in the Treaty of Fontainebleau is banished to the Mediterranean island known as Elba. All of a sudden, Napoleon of France returns from the exile on Elba to Paris on March 20th, 1815, and retakes power and had the Battle of Waterloo to fight next. The Battle of Waterloo was fought on Sunday, June 18, 1815. Napoleon was defeated by the armies of the 7th Coalition that included Prussia and the English. The picture above shows Napoleon accepting defeat from the 7th Coalition armies. After Napoleon's loss at Waterloo, the Prussian soldiers got order to capture him. Napoleon was imprisoned and then exiled to the island of St. Helena off the west coast of Africa. The gain of absolute authority and ultimately losing it for Napoleon can be compared to the president's reign of presidency and then either being elected or not being leader of the United States anymore.